Put in that word. Another one.
Hey everybody, it's the Fantasy Typhoon. Welcome to Akers versus Swift. Last week I did a video about one of my favorite rookie running backs of this year, and J.K. Dobbins. So subscribe to my channel and simply take a look and see it. Also make sure you stay to the end. Please comment on who you would prefer in your Dynasty League between Akers and Swift going forward. Now I posted this in the Reddit chat and received a lot of love, so thank you Reddit. But one person asked a question about some other rookie running backs, asked for a video on Swift and Quick. Well, here's your video, sir. Now I will not be able to do this for everyone, of course, but now that I am on furlough from my job, I have some extra fantasy football time on my hands. Okay, let's go. Usually when folks do a comparison video, it's all about, well, this player has this amount of numbers and this player has that amount of numbers. But this is Typhoon here, so you know how I do it. The first thing I do is find out who has the better talent, because talent is the principal thing. It will be the main factor deciding who has the better year and career. Being a professional analyst, I've noticed that most folks leave this out of their recommendation. So here's Typhoon's formula when it comes to player comparison. Analyze, diagnose, subscribe, or recommend. Most folks diagnose, then prescribe, but never giving you the analyst. I got this from a doctor's visit one day. First he analyzes you, then he diagnoses you, then he prescribes or recommends what should be done. But the same for your fantasy football leagues. The thing is, everyone thinks diagnosis is the same as analyst, meaning they never truly analyze or diagnose. So let's get to it. Okay, let's analyze two players. Now, through my networking and comings up in this fantasy football industry, I've been blessed to meet some strong some strong people in the NFL. I have 3 scouts that leak real live scouting reports to me and grades each and every year. Just think, I have access to the same scouting reports that the real GMs have sitting on their desk right now. Now, I'm about to share a little bit of that with you. But first off, DeAndre Swift, 5'10", 211, round 2, pick 3 by the Detroit Lions, has a better draft grade than Cam Akers. This is the analysis on him by folks who have watched every carry, every snap, and catch during his senior year in high school and throughout his collegiate career. Talk with his coaches, and you know the drill. This is how they have to do this with every player they evaluate, even Cam Akers. In fact, Swift was the highest graded back of all the rookie running backs of the 2020 class. Swift received an early second round grade projected starter, a guy who could be the lead back of a committee of the backfield and an occasional 3-down back if needed. On the other hand, Cam Akers, 5'11", 212, round 2, pick 20 by the Los Angeles Rams, viewed more as a backup who could be on the backside of a committee, a guy who could have a long NFL career but always be better on his real team than he would on your fantasy team. My scouts gave Cam Akers a late 3rd round grade. Please remember that these are professional grades, but of course nobody is batting 1,000 in this grading department. So most important question is, who can play the best? That needs to be decided before anything else. In this case, it's DeAndre Swift by a wide margin. Okay, now let's diagnose the two players. Swift went to a pure committee situation, while Akers, on the other hand, went to a place where he was the projected starter to lead the backfield right out the gate. This is why it's always talent over situation. Now, Swift's talent is starting to rise to the top, while Akers is starting to settle more into a committee role. Actually, the roles have reversed. Isn't this amazing? Let's take a look at the numbers. Now, I usually look at the numbers to compare catches between running backs in making my decision. This tells me the picture of the game script will not affect the back as a projected starter or as a dependable asset or game dependent spot moving forward. Let's take a look at both of them now. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking now. Hey, Typhoon, Akers been hurt. Yes, he has taken that in consideration, but it's early on, so you have to look at the flip side of the coin. Injuries are a part of the game. This is why talent is so important. It's the principal thing, in my opinion. Akers got hurt. Darrell Henderson and Malcolm Brown started showing that Akers is not that special of a player. He's not a baller. Actually, both of these players are not ballers, but I was asked to do a deep dive on these two players. So this is exactly a prime example of why talent will win out. Akers was promised a huge workload last week, but got one, as you can see. Now we are at the recommendation part. I guess it's obvious who I would take. I would easily take Swift, even though Akers is in a better organization. Swift will have to learn a new playbook next year. He will still have to compete with Kerryon Johnson, who was also selected in the second round of the NFL draft. Swift will have to deal with a new coach, with a new offensive coordinator, who may want to draft another running back because they don't like Swift. Akers is in a good spot with the mastermind wonderboy genius Sean McVay, scheming him into perfect running situations, contingent upon down and distance, outside zone running system, which makes regular running backs look like Hall of Famers. A stable place for Akers and future chaos surrounding Swift going forward. All I know that in the end, talent usually wins out. So who are you taking? Please comment below and let Typhoon know who you are taking. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel where it's all going down on the YouTube. Remember, the Fantasy Typhoon Studios. I'm the Fantasy Typhoon, a.k.a. The Mentalist, a.k.a. your favorite analyst. And what we're here trying to do, folks, is build a community, start a movement, create an army of folks, fantasy football, where we can come in, talk amongst each other, because nobody knows it all. Nobody knows it all. We're just willing to learn and build off each other. Akers versus Swift. Leave your comments below. Thank you.